of the REC, members of management, and all who have joined us for our meeting from different platforms. You are welcome to the REC meeting number 389. And before I proceed with the agenda and all the items, I would like to introduce the members of the REC, starting with Ms. Massetti, who is the member of the REC, the chairperson of the Pipe Gas Subcommittee and the Electricity Subcommittee, and a member of other governance committees of the Energy Regulator. Ms. Massetti, do you want to greet the people that have joined us on this meeting, for this meeting?
Yes, good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, Mr. Mkhize and the colleagues. And good morning to the members of the public who may have joined this meeting to observe the proceedings of today's discussions. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Ms. Massetti. I will then move on to another member of the committee, which is Mr. Mkhize. And Mr. Mkhize is a chairperson of the Petroleum Pipeline Subcommittee and a member of subcommittees and committees of the Energy Regulator. Mr. Mkhize, do you want to send your greetings?
Thanks, Chairperson. Good morning, Chairperson, Madam Massetti, and colleagues, as well as the members of the public that are following us through the various live streaming platforms. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And members, we would then move on to our agenda for the meeting. And the agenda had 4 items that were set for the open session of our meeting as advertised. However, there's been a request from the team in Petroleum Pipeline Regulations Division to withdraw item 5 as there is a proceeding process of licensing that needs to take place before we can actually consider the tariff application. With that removal or withdrawal of the item 5, we would then have 3 items that are going to be discussed for the open session. Members, with that particular withdrawal or amendment of our agenda, can I get an indication that you do support the items that we have for the open session by show of hand? Thanks, Ms. Massetti. I do support. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. The agenda is adopted with those 3 items for the open session of our meeting. I will then move on to the declaration of interest. Any interest to be declared verbally by members in terms of in relation to the items that needs to be discussed? I don't see any hand, and on that note, may I request the members to assist in completing the forms that have been provided on the declaration of interest, and as well as management and support staff to do the same. We'll then proceed with our agenda item, which would be the item on the evaluation of the Transnet SOC Limited's audited regulatory financial reports for the Talton Petroleum Storage Facility for the period 1 April 2023 to the 31st of March 2024. Ms. Mtwa, over to you. You can guide the committee as to who's going to lead the presentation of that particular item. Thanks.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning to the members of the public. The item will be led by Ms. Msomi, and I think since you've given the background, I will just allow it to just go straight to the salient issues and consider the matter as being read. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mtwa. Good morning, Chair, members, management, and colleagues. The purpose of this submission is to request the REC commit to note Transnet audited regulatory financial reporting for the period of 1 April 2023 to 31 March 2024 for its petroleum storage facility at Talton. submitted in compliance with the requirement of the Regulatory Reporting Manual Volume 1. We have assessed the RFRs focusing on the following areas: the comparison of actuals against the estimate used in the tariff calculation to determine the clawback calculation provided on page 5 to page 8. Calculation of the audited regulatory financial reporting through ratio analysis assessing Transnet profitability, liquidity, capital structure, and efficiency provided on page 9 to page 13. The analysis of RFR indicates the following. The profitability ratio for the storage facility shows that Transnet is not financially stable. However, there's an improvement when compared to previous years. The liquidity ratio for the storage facility remains lower than the general norm of 2:1, indicating that Transnet is unable to meet the short-term obligation through current assets. In terms of efficiency, debtors are not recovered on the turnover period of 30 days for the storage facility, as the turnover period is above the collection period prescribed in the tariff methodology. However, the collection period has decreased by at least 63%, and this shows that Transnet is improving. It is therefore recommended that the Commit Note Transnet's RFR for its petroleum storage facility reported for 1 April 2023 to 31 March 2024 financial period. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Ms. Msomi. Members, the item is here for noting. However, if you have any issues or points of enhancements on the submission, please do raise your hand. I'll recognize you so that you can make your contribution. Members, any questions, issues of clarity, or points of enhancements? I do not see any hand from the members, and I would then, on that note, request members that we go to the recommendations which are on page 13 of the submissions of the submission. I'm just trying to get there. Rather, page 15 of the recommendation, and the recommendations are that the REC notes that Transnet's FRFs for the period 1 April 2023 to the 31st of March 2024 submitted in compliance with the RRM's Volume 1. By show of hand, members, can I get an indication that you do support the noting of the RRFs? Thank you, Ms. Maseti. Thank you, Mr. Mkize. I also support. We then move on to the next item on the evaluation of Transnet Stocks Limited audited RFRs for the petroleum pipeline system for the period 1 April 2023 to 31st March 2024. Ms. Mtwa?
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Msomi will also lead this one. Thank you.
Thank you. The purpose of this submission is to request the REC Commit to note Transnet audited regulatory financial reporting for the period of 1 April 2023 to 31 March 2024 for its petroleum pipeline systems submitted in compliance with the requirement of the Regulatory Reporting Manual Volume 1. We have assessed the RFRs focusing on the following areas: the comparison of actuals against the estimate used in the tariff calculation to determine the clawback calculation provided on page 6 to page 7, and the calculation and the evaluation of the audited regulatory financial reporting through ratio analysis, assessing Transnet's profitability, liquidity, capital structure, and efficiency provided on page 7 to page 13. The analysis indicates the following. The profitability ratio for the pipeline system shows that Transnet is financially stable. The liquidity ratio for pipeline system is above the general norm of 2:1, indicating that Transnet is able to meet its short-term obligation through current assets. In terms of efficiency, debtors are not recovered on the turnover period of 30 days for pipeline system, as the turnover period is above the collection period prescribed in the tariff methodology. However, Transnet collection period has decreased compared to the previous year. As a result, this shows that Transnet is improving. It is therefore recommended that the commit note Transnet RFRs for the petroleum pipeline system reported for the period of 1 April 2023 to 31 March 2024 financial period. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Musomi. Members, any questions, issues of clarity or points of enhancements in relation to this particular submission on the RFRs for the petroleum pipeline system of Transnet? If you do have any, please do raise your hand. I will recognize you to make your contribution. I do not see any hand. And on that note, members, can I take you to the recommendations that are on paragraph 14, page 13, and the recommendations are that the REC is requested to note Transnet's RFR for its petroleum pipeline systems for the period 1 April 2023 to the 31st of March 2024, which is submitted in compliance with the RRM's Volume 1. By show of hand, members, can I get an indication that you support the noting? Thank you, Ms. Maseti. I do support. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. We then move on to item 8, and item 8 is a submission for noting based on the round robin approval, and it was a submission on the withdrawal of an application by Avedia Energy Pty Limited for the revocation of its license issued for the construction of a liquefied petroleum gas pipeline in Saldanha Bay, Western Cape. It is here for noting. Members, by a show of hand, can I get an indication that you support the noting of the round robin resolution? Thank you, Ms. Maseti. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support the noting. That was the last item we had on the open session of our meeting. And on that note, may I then request IT to assist in terms of stopping the live streaming. But before doing that, let me thank everyone that have joined us for this particular REC meeting number 389. And we have come to the end of the open session.